Hello and welcome to the Work-Based Learning and Teaching as a Profession Practicum Parent-Student Orientation. My name is Mr. Davis and I'm the Work-Based Learning Coordinator for the school year. If you are a Teaching as a Profession Practicum student, please stay on at the end of this recording because I will have additional information for you. Teaching as a Profession Practicum is an extension of Work-Based Learning, so you will also need all the information in this video. Work-based learning will look a little bit different this year. We understand we have to be flexible for certain situations due to the pandemic, so please communicate with me any situations as they arise throughout the year due to the pandemic and different things that we might encounter. I wanted to begin with giving everyone my contact information, my email, and Miss Carrie Bradshaw, who will also be helping me with the work-based learning program. This is her email. And then also, many of our students have already signed up for our Remind account. So please sign up for the Remind account that pertains to you, whether you're a work-based learning student or a Teaching as a Profession Practicum student. And also join our Google Classroom. I will put this contact information up on both Google Classrooms by the beginning of school year. For all of our work-based learning students and Teaching as a Profession Practicum students, many of you have already picked up this packet that you have to complete before you can be admitted into the program. So please, if you have not picked up this packet, you will be receiving one on Monday. But this will be your first grade, and it is a requirement that all of these documents are filled out and signed. This is the state of Georgia requirement that we have all of these documents signed. For our orientation, I just wanted to kind of go through these things that are agreements between the school, our students, and whoever their employers are. And for our Teaching as a Profession Practicum, your employer, so to speak, is going to be whichever school within our district that you will be interning at with a mentor teacher. First off, just kind of going through our student requirements or what the student needs to agree to. Obviously, you need to check your Google Classroom and your email very regularly, just like any of your other classes. Work-based learning and Teaching as a Profession Practicum will be all virtual this school year. So everything that we do will be through the Google Classroom or through other platforms such as Google Hangouts and things like that we are all familiar with at this point. Work-based learning students, you should already have a job. If you do not have a job, please communicate that with me and I can try to assist with finding you an internship. We do have some internships that have come up within the last few weeks, so I can try to help you find an internship or a job if needed. Many people ask about the hour requirements for work-based learning. Basically, we call it seat time. So a work-based learning student has to work the same amount of time that they would be in a classroom. Work-based learning is an elective course, and so you do get course credit for that, and your grades also count towards your final transcript. So for work-based learning students, our block schedule, you are in a block class for about an hour and a half. So if you calculate that, times 5 days, your work hours would equal seven and a half hours per week. And then if you have multiple work-based learning blocks, you would just calculate that times 2, so that would be 15 hours. So hopefully that answers your questions if about work, how long you have to work each week. If not, just please shoot me an email or call the school and I can help you with that. You do need to attend school and work regularly. I know we have some virtual students, so that also pertains to you guys. Please attend all your classes daily and work as well. So your assignments for work-based learning, we're not going to have, if you've been in work-based learning in the past, we're not going to have a monthly required assignment this year. Just that's part of the flexibility that we're building in for this school year. You will have to turn in a timesheet, which will also be virtual. Here's what those look like. And this will be up on the Google Classroom the first day of school, this August timesheet, so that you can begin completing that. and I actually need to update these dates, so I will have that updated as well. But you will complete this timesheet each month and submit it on the Google Classroom. Our teaching as a profession students, you guys will also complete the same timesheet that you are interning at the other schools with your mentor teachers. So this will be your assignment each month. We will also have a virtual monthly meeting that will also be your attendance will also be for a grade for attending that monthly meeting. So those are your two main regular grades that you will get each month for participating in work-based learning. Also, another grade that you will get twice throughout the semester is an employer evaluation. We will send those employer evaluations with our students to your employers for your employers to fill out. We actually ask that you sit with your employer and talk about the different things as they complete that evaluation on you. Those will be we will send out notification when those are due, and you will also access those through the Google Classroom. So a couple other things here. Please notify me or Miss Bradshaw and your employer if you need to be absent. I know, right now during this pandemic, there's going to be times when students need to be out of school, possibly quarantined, those types of things. So please, again, communication is just key to our success this year. Me and Miss Bradshaw, we will not be upset with you, obviously, if you have to miss time at school or work due to being quarantined or just anything related to the pandemic. We just ask that you please communicate with us regularly to let us know your situations. So for parents, scrolling on down, and I'm not going to go through each one of these items. Please read through this packet carefully with your student as you're filling it out. And obviously, if you have any questions, again, please contact me. But parents, a couple things we just really ask of you. I ask that you would also join our reminds so that you would get the text reminds when I send out so that you know when a timesheet is going to be due or when our monthly meetings are. You're welcome to join us on those monthly meetings if you want to, obviously. But just so you know, and you can keep up with what's due for your students. Please also, we ask, obviously, that our students are leaving school, so understand, parents, that they will be leaving and possibly coming back throughout the day, or leaving and going to work for the rest of the day, or we have students doing different things at different times throughout the day. So just understand they will be on and off of campus, and they are your responsibility while they're not on campus here. We also encourage parents to let students handle calling in to work or talking to their employers. That's just part of becoming and building their employability skills and responsibility for the student. So please just let them do all the communications. Obviously, if they're sick and they're not able to communicate with their employers, that's another thing that we have to be flexible with, especially during this time. Parents also, I just ask that you would contact me or Miss Bradshaw with any questions throughout the semester or throughout the school year. And just, again, communication is going to be key to success. So with that, I believe I've covered everything that we need to cover. Again, just welcome to work-based learning. If you are teaching as a profession practicum student, please stay on here. But if you are just a work-based learning student, you will have this form on the Google Classroom. So please complete this form and let me know that you and your parent have watched this quick orientation and you understand all the requirements and guidelines for work-based learning. You'll just give me your first and last name. I need your cell phone number, students. That's so I can quickly call you and contact you if needed. And you will also put your parent's first and last name. I would like a parent's cell phone number if you can give me that, just in case we need to contact parents for any reason. And also, please give me your parent or guardian email address. And for these, just please put NA if your parent does not have an email address. So, and again, put NA if you don't have a cell phone. But so with that, work-based learning students, you're free to leave this orientation video. If you are a teaching as a profession practicum student, please stay on for just a minute, and I want to go over a couple other things with you. So our teaching as a profession practicum, again, it's part of our work-based learning program because you are in a full-time internship at probably either the elementary or primary school, or you could be at the middle school if we find a placement for you there. So really, I need to know if you have a teacher in mind that you've possibly worked with in the years past in the other two courses, or if you just know a teacher that you know would really like to intern with. If not, I just need to send an email to the principals at the other schools and find some teachers that will be willing to be your mentor this semester. So, for those of you that are in person, I will talk to you on during the first week of school about that. But if you are a virtual student, we're also going to find virtual internships for you guys that are going to be doing online learning for the first 9 weeks. So if you have a teacher that you would like to work with, please, we'll be communicating through the first week of school to set up those virtual internships. I actually have two daughters that are at the elementary school, and we had Meet Your Teacher this past week, and both of those teachers were saying that their online students were going to be logging in every day during their class time. So I'm hoping to set up the virtual internships through that process where you can just log in and join the Google Hangout that the teacher will be teaching through, so that you can get at least a virtual experience of interning within a classroom. So I'm hoping that will go smoothly. Again, flexibility is going to be key this year, so please just be flexible as we set that stuff up and try to get that going. So for our teaching as profession practicum, basically this is the capstone for your pathway, your teaching as profession pathway. So this is the third course. Although it is a full-time internship, there are also standards that go along with this course, and basically those standards are compiling a portfolio of all the different things that you've done throughout the first two courses. So most of this stuff you should have already created in the first two courses, and so now it'll just be compiling all of those within a website portfolio utilizing Google Sites. I will find and post on our Google Classroom some tutorials of using Google Sites, but please, if you have any difficulties with as you start to build this portfolio, please communicate those with me, and I will find as many resources as I can find to help you. Here is our portfolio, and I'm going to post this as well the first week of school onto our Google Classroom, so you will have access to this and you can begin working on, you'll see here, you can begin working on the portfolio and compiling all these things as we go throughout the semester, but you will have access to everything that will be due throughout the semester, week one. So that's good. So all of our standards are listed in here. You'll see for August and September, you will create a couple different pages in your portfolio. You'll have a home page for your portfolio on Google Sites, and so you'll also need a page 2, which will be an individual career plan. You'll get more instructions on all these assignments through the Google Classroom as the months come up and everything. But you should have completed, again, most of these things in your first two courses. If not, you'll have to create and do them now. But if you go back and hopefully you saved some of those files, you might be able to just pull things in and just modify or edit as you go here. So individual career plan, and you'll design a child guidance and behavior plan. Those will be your August and September assignments, as well as page 4, a 2-paragraph summary of an article where an educator was accused and convicted of violating professional standards. That's very important to understand as an educator, the code of ethics, and so that's important that you understand that. So again, I'm not going to read through every one of these, but I just wanted to kind of give you an introduction to what your requirements will be throughout this semester. So Again, I will post all these things to the Google Classroom this first week of school so you have full access to everything. You will complete a timesheet each month once we get you set up with an internship. If that takes a week or so, guys, don't worry. It's not like I'm going to count off on your grade because the August timesheet's not totally full. Again, for you guys, you will also have to complete this parent-student orientation form, signing off that you and your parents understand all the guidelines for the teaching as a profession practicum. So with that, again, please, if you have any questions or need any resources throughout the semester, please don't hesitate to contact me or Ms. Bradshaw, and we will be happy to provide further guidance and assistance all along the way. So thank you for attending the parent-student orientation, and I look forward to working with you throughout the upcoming school year.